For the past few weeks, Nigeria has had challenges with financial transactions where the CBN gave an order, or let's say a rule for a cashless policy. The way it was implemented instantly, a lot of people were not ready or prepared for it. So it became a problem. At the same time, it's an importance to the economic value of Nigeria or the Naira. Here in the studio with me today is the real Kale Kerry, and where we're going to talk about the good and the bad of this cashless policy and how it's affecting the citizen.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. So considering what we've been passing through in the past few weeks, which I believe you are not left out, everyone, from the business sector to our daily lives, moving here and there become very hard because there is no cash anywhere, and even mobile transactions, I think we can keep that for the next few seconds. So what is cashless policy and how it's affecting the citizen?
Okay, first is first. The cashless policy is not a bad policy.
Yeah.
It's a very good policy
for every economy.
Yes, that is very, very good for economy, because one thing we have to realize is that it costs us a lot to print these currencies. So imagine using like 2,000 naira, just hypothetical, using 2,000 naira to print 500 naira notes. It doesn't make sense economically. So most developed and advanced countries already shifted from the use of cash.
Yeah.
They've moved to something very fluid, and that's using mobile transactions, banking apps and the likes to make sure that every transaction is fluid. But we come and we find ourselves in Nigeria where everything has not been put in place yet, but we want people to jump on something.
Exactly, like a trend.
Yes. I'll just talk about briefly the good and the bad. For the good, it reduces the amount we spend on printing new money, which is uncalled for. This is good and bad. It helps the government to monitor all transactions that we make so that they can know, okay, this is the money that is being moved, not people using cash and it has no record, no trace. At the same time too, it also helps to boost the economy where we use transactions. People that will benefit, we have the FINTECHs that will benefit, the banks will benefit because increased number of transactions. Yes. So for the bad, first it was overnight. The implementation was not overnight really, at least 3 months, but it was quite short. Then number two, the fact that we still don't have enough facility to accommodate the amount of people. Like I have a lot of pending transactions now that have not been refunded, stuff like that. Then we also have people that are in the villages where they don't have access to banking network. So those are people that are affected. So those are the bad part of the policy.
Okay. The CBN part, they didn't put up an infrastructure to handle such cashless policy when it came. So but we understood before now they built what we call the e-Naira. Do you think this e-Naira is a solution to this cashless policy? But unfortunately, the e-Naira is nowhere to be found when this thing is happening. So in your own understanding, using the tech industry as an example, what best approach do you think CBN would have taken to curb the challenges and the problem that this cashless policy brought and is still bringing, because it's not yet resolved at this moment? So
okay, so first things first, a lot of things happened between the time it was announced and now. We had rumors that some key rich people collected the money that was supposed to go around and they were hoarding it for the elections. This is not, we don't have evidence for that, but these were the rumors going on. So, and we had cases of people being caught with the new Naira. What was done to them, we don't know.
We don't know.
But we know that the money was collected, and who sent them, how they got so much amount, we don't know. The timing, because CBN governor, the way it looks like it was a personal vendetta. He wants to get back at those that are hoarding money for elections to make their money useless. That's one problem. Then we have the banks hoarding the money. We saw cases of banks not disbursing the money despite having the money. That's another problem. Then we have the issue of the financial sector not being able to hold the amount of transactions going on per day. So failed transactions. These problems, when you look at them, it is multifaceted. It's not just one direction thing. People have faults. The CBN has faults. The bank has faults. The citizens. Some people are hoarding the money, and some don't want to move to cashless because they don't want their transaction to be monitored. So it's multifaceted.
Okay. Considering that also we have a lot of fintechs in Nigeria, I can say they take an average of 30% in the Financial Institute of Nigeria. But the main banking of the people, which I don't want to mention any bank, but during these cashless problems, a lot of the bank failed us. And I can say the fintech are there as backups. What do you think is the future picture of somebody who is banking with this institute. When there is a problem, they didn't have a proper infrastructure to handle the traffics that were using their mobile app and have a lot of failed or not going transactions. Do you think the fintech is going to take the place of this banking institute, or fintech will come and rise above these financial institutes?
This is the area where I fault the fintechs, because largely most of the transactions you perform on the fintechs go successfully. Is when you use the traditional banks, that's when you have glitches and issues. Now, much more than any other time is the time the fintechs are supposed to shine. But it's very unfortunate that I don't even see any ads running. I don't see them aggressively taking the market. Everybody just relax. Like, it's so sad. As a product manager, seeing the fintechs relax at this very crucial moment is really sad, because this is in the time of crisis that you bring out the best solutions to cater for the needs of the people. Right now, I expected that fintechs will have gone to the market, create massive awareness, the scan to pay, the using fintech to fintech, and these transactions will go on very smoothly, instantly, and people will be able to make their transactions. But what do we see is still the banks trying to fix the errors. So fintech should have taken this time to shine, let their glory shine, but unfortunately they are just sitting down there doing nothing, or not what we can see.
Well, as a Nigerian, so would you recommend that for you to have this cashless policy instant, let's say the federal government is not, or the CBN or the traditional banking are not doing something about it right now, and let's focus on the success of this fintech at the rate at which they are currently going. Do you think from now till, let's project a month, they will have a viable place? A lot of people, and I think opening an account with these fintech apps is more easier than going to traditional apps. So do you think they will take the place of these traditional banking systems?
Okay, so all across the world in advanced countries, we have the traditional banks, but people don't use them as much as we use the ones we have in Nigeria. You know, you need 10K, you still have to go to the bank to withdraw. That was why the ATM solutions was provided. So you still see people going to bank to withdraw 1,000. That's because the ATMs are not enough, or they are not functional enough. You know, it's a different thing when you have the ATM and there's money inside. So we included the cases of POS, which are supposed to be like something like an interim solution. It's not a permanent solution. But unfortunately, people have decided to also monetize. You see some bank, it's right by the ATM, there's a POS guy there, and it's collecting cash. Why? Because the bank will not fund the ATM. So you get to the ATM, you can't withdraw, then you go to the POS. So these are the problems. See, it's multifaceted, just like I said. This time will have been the time for fintechs to shine, to use what they have, acquire more customers, go out, go to villages, go to rural areas, go to markets, talk about these things. These people perform transactions. Imagine, like, I don't want to mention any fintech because I'm not going to give them free publicity, but imagine fintech A just goes to a market and tells them that don't worry, you can send money within yourself seamlessly, and when customers come, you ask them, do you have this thing? Oh, I collect payment on this. The customer is happy and you use it, and when they want to make transactions, you want to eat, you make the transaction. Just like, for example, if you go to China, you have WeChat you can use to make payment for anything, anywhere. Once you just go there, say. And in America we have Cash App, we have all those, M-Pesa. So stuff like that. This is the real time when fintechs are, but unfortunately, just like I said, I've not seen any fintech even running ads. Let me even see their campaigns structured around money. Many are doing, few are doing, very few, very few, and it's not really a solid ad for the level of crisis that we have on our hands.
We get to summarize now. So in your own recommendation at this moment, do you think this cashless policy is something in a less future tense is going to stand, or the use of cash is still going to be one of the things that we project or give priority to in this country?
Okay, I can't really answer that because first things first, Nigerians are very stubborn. So I cannot tell if we would finally adopt it. You know, there's been a change in government, and if the new government is in line with it, then they will keep it to stand. But if they don't, which I feel will be most likely, they will return back to the old ways, and we are back to the old ways. We are back to square one. We'll still be using 2,000 naira hypothetically to print 500 naira notes, which doesn't make sense.
Sure. So I can give a hand of applause to fintech apps in these tough times because they seem to stand more stronger than the traditional bankings that we have over there. So, and as an Nigerian that you've had one problem or the other during these critical times, but still standing, you should know that there are importance of using these cashless transactions. Personally, in my life, I think it saved me the stress of buying anyhow. When I have the cash in my hand, I want to spend. But I remember when I went out just a few days to go get something I didn't plan for, I made the transfer 3 times. Unfortunately, it didn't go. So that saved me the habit of spending when I didn't plan for it. So I think it's going to be a good recommendation if federal government implement or not for your own growth or personal development in terms of management skills. This cashless policy is going to be something that will help us along the way. So with the studio here, Kerry, I don't know if you have any word of advice for techies out there at the time where you can build products that bring solutions to the citizens in the financial institute. And we have a lot of problems like making international payments and stuff like that. So this is a very good time for product managers like he said and like him to shine beyond the mere level of building saving applications and so on. So I don't know if you have any other recommendation before we say goodbye.
Okay, just on a final note, before this cashless crisis came up, we had lots of fintechs coming on board, and all of them were doing the same thing, creating how to pay, Go TV subscription, how to recharge. Come on, like we already have this. Nobody's talking about how to create solutions for inter-African states transactions. You can't even recharge. Even though we have MTN in Nigeria, we have MTN in Ghana. You can't recharge from Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. No fintech is willing to delve into that. I understand that there are challenges, there are issues, but these are what should be, as a product manager, we go for the problems, not for what is convenient for you. We go for the problems and solve the problems, not going for something like that. So fintech should wake up. This is the time that you can actually shine, and this is the easiest time because there is a problem. As a product manager, we go for the problem, we solve the problem, and we make everybody happy.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much for watching this long. If you want to see more about tech skills, you can follow our handle on top, The Real Kerry, right here on YouTube. And if you find this video interesting, please leave a subscription below and see you in the next video. Bye bye.